Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Charlie. I got Mark here with us again. And one of the things that Mark, we've been talking about is just kind of the importance of men's ministry. So it's the fall as we're recording this, and we got a men's night coming up tonight. We got men's retreat coming up in a couple of weeks, and this thing that's been on my mind, I've got some guys that I really like that are in our small group. I'm building this relationship with. But a little bit, they're like, you've got a men's ministry event or something like that, and it's like, there's a hesitancy that they seem to have about getting together with other guys and for like guy stuff. Some guys are just jump right into it no matter what, but some guys are hesitant. What would you say to somebody who is just a little hesitant about getting involved in what a church would call a men's ministry?
Yeah, I think most of us are lonely and don't want to admit it. We just, we had friendships with other guys back in the day. We're in a different season of life. We have not made that a priority. Now, pursuing that or what that might look like to sit around a table with guys and talk life. I mean, when we were 12, 13, 14, that's just what we did.
Right.
And we enjoyed it. But now there's just such distance between that I think there's a leap there. So just admitting that we need it, and even if it's uncomfortable and maybe a little awkward at first, it just seems like, the experience that we had even last semester, that once in that setting, getting in the car, getting there, getting the thing started, and beginning that conversation, everybody walks away going, man, I don't know, but that was whatever just happened there was
that
good.
was good.
That was a good thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think about guys that are just like if I'm going to get there and then suddenly we're going to have to share, and like I don't want that. But I've never met a guy who ends up in with a group of guys sharing about what's going on with them that didn't end up feeling like at the end, like I'm glad that I did that. But I think we kind of have this fear, like a comparative fear that I'm going to share and then I'm going to find out that I'm the worst one. On something that's a topic that's a little more sensitive, which is fine because we're about to we're in the middle of a Song of Solomon series. Like, guys don't talk to guys much about sex life in a real way. Like, I don't want to, how often do you think a married couple should have sex? Like, we're afraid to ask those kinds of questions because I don't want to find out that I'm losing. Mm-hmm. And the best way for me to find out I'm losing is to talk. But if I don't talk, then I don't have to know. But the thing that I've discovered is that when guys get together, we all pretty much find out we're pretty much essentially in the same boat. Mm-hmm. There may be one guy who's like dominating everything or doing really great. There may be one person that you find out's in a crisis, but by and large, we're all kind of in the same boat. Mm-hmm. And it's good maybe that we found out that this dude is in a crisis. Mm. So just you personally, you think, we're going to get together for men's night tonight. What is the thing, just you, not what we should be telling them, you, what do you love most about getting together with other guys?
Yeah, I've been a part of men's groups or things like that in the past, and I haven't walked away that encouraged, maybe because some of the guys, what you're talking about just then, that some of the guys do make the story sound better than it actually is. I think the Grove men's times have been so encouraging to me, and the reason I love the Grove is because just that authenticity to really tell the truth. And so I do walk away feeling like, hey, I'm in a group of friends. I'm in a group of brothers that we're in a similar spot, and walk away feeling encouraged by that we're in the struggle together. In the absence of that, I just start to spin a lot of lies in my mind about how good I'm doing or how bad I'm doing or where I am in comparison to everybody else, and just need it. And it's been a place that's been vacant for me. There's been seasons where there was none of it.
Right.
And I just see how that leaves me really lonely and then spinning on my own lies,
I think for me, and you feel this, sometimes you can feel like, well, I'm the lead pastor, you're the executive pastor. We don't really fit in, and we're the pastors and you're the people, and and you guys have men's night, and we're leading things. But even me, even to the degree that it's probably not as true as I think it is, but even to the degree that it's a little bit true, I never feel that in the moment. In the moment, like around that table, it's just like I really am just one of 4 guys in my group. And they feel freedom to talk to me, and then suddenly now I feel the freedom to share things about things I'm struggling with that maybe a pastor is not supposed to share or whatever. And I just think that, to me, to kind of turn it back to them, right? If you and I can walk away feeling that level of comfort and connection, I really think anybody could if they would just let it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you've never gotten to go on a men's retreat at the Grove. At the Grove. But you've been on men's retreat before. Right. So let's pretend that you have gone to one at the Grove. Like, what's special about that? What's special about not just like we're going to get together for an hour and talk about something, but just getting away and investing that kind of time, like beyond just a Bible study or a one-night event, but like I'm going to take 24 plus hours and invest it in just being with other guys. What's the big value there?
Yeah, I mean, the stories I've heard from those that have been at the Grove Men's Retreat, it sounds really similar to a retreat that I went on with a church in Conway back in the day, that I fought, and guys kept on inviting me, and I kept on pushing back and finding reasons not to go, and some were true and some were made up. Finally, this guy just twisted my arm, ended up beside a river out somewhere. Sounds really similar to this. Mm-hmm. And I had been at that church probably a year and a half, 2 years at that point, and I didn't really know any of the guys. I mean, I didn't know them. I knew of them. I even said hi to them every Sunday, but I didn't know their story. I didn't feel like we had any real connection. And I left one night. I mean, just kind of hanging out by the river, and I felt like I had some dudes,
Oh, that's so good.
And that was a huge turning point for me. I felt like that was my church after that. Before, it was a place I went on Sundays.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think the good thing about things like this is you can accomplish a lot of different things in 24 hours. Maybe you can get like one or two things done, but to be able to do some things that are just fun, to be able to eat together, to learn together, all the time you need to talk, time just kind of for some personal reflection if you need, and just getting away. I mean, there's just something about just good things happen when you get away from your normal routine and get out. But now I'm going to get out with other guys, and I'm going to do it in a context that's like intentional, like intentionally for my growth. I think it's just a great deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and until you stop, so many of us are living on this. I mean, there's just a lot spinning. We're responsible for a lot. It's hard to even take a breath and look around and think a bit.
Right.
So there's just some power there.
That's good. So we're in the middle of this relationship series, and I think a lot of guys too, they think relationship series, relationships book, marriage conference. We think of things like that, and we get like that's what women do. Women talk about relationships, and guys just do random guy stuff. And so there's always been this, with a lot of people, this sense of which that touchy-feely, talk about our relationship, talk about how we're doing, that's what women do. Well, I think even as I'm saying it as sarcastically as I am, clearly I don't believe that. I don't imagine that you do. So tell a guy, why should men not only be involved in men's stuff, but really be really connected during a relationship series and pursue these kinds of things like relationship series, marriage conference, reading marriage books. Give me some motivation for these guys about why they should be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, for me and the guys that I know, I mean, the relationships in our lives, especially our marital relationships, matter to us. We love these girls. But when we think about it, maybe we just want it on our own terms, and so it breaks. And we need to think and look at what God has to say about it, but we're scared that it might require something of us that's uncomfortable. But we do care.
Right.
So, it's like if you really start talking about it very long, that's what's going to come out. We We really do.
Right.
So so it's just so needed.
It feels complicated. It feels complicated. Like I don't know. It feels fragile. Like I don't know. But like I love her and I want this to work. And I think one of the things I really want to encourage guys in is like it's your responsibility. Like men need to be stronger men, and it's important for men to really, I think, when the Bible talks about men as leaders in the context of a relationship, I think about it in terms of initiative and responsibility. Like, if there's something wrong with the marriage, you need to take the initiative. And you need to take responsibility. Like, I'm not waiting for her to tell me that something's wrong. I'm not waiting for her to tell me that we should do this. I need to take the initiative. I need to take the responsibility. And I've just said this so many different ways, so many different times, so many different guys, whatever. It's like there's never a marriage that gets worse because a guy takes initiative and responsibility. Everything a guy wants, really, is on the other side of taking more initiative and more responsibility, especially, maybe mostly in the context of the relationship. So, man, we got some great guys in the church. We got some great things, great opportunities. Encourage guys, man, to take advantage of any opportunity you can to get connected with other men. Ladies who are watching this, as subtle as you can, try to get your man to listen in on this and encourage them to do that. I think it's important for guys to take the initiative. I think it's also important for the ladies in our lives to give us that emotional permission to do it. So appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, love to see you on Sundays, 9 and 10:30. Hope you have a great day.